Hey guys, Jess here from Knockout Print Shop, and today I have a review for you of the new Business Boutique 2019 Goal Planner by Christy Wright. So this is from the Dave Ramsey company. I saw this being advertised on an Instagram ad through Dave Ramsey, so it was very intriguing to me. I didn't know Dave Ramsey or any of his crew had a planner, so obviously this is a business related planner. It's called Business Boutique. I really don't know that much about, or anything I should say, about Christy Wright, who must be part of the Dave Ramsey organization. I just like Dave Ramsey. So I've filmed this review before, lost the footage, so we're trying this again. So let's get started. So the first look of this, it resembles a lot to me the style of your IncoPress planner. So I have that here. So you can see the size is this darn near the same. It might be a little bit bigger as far as the cover and stuff, just a tiny bit bigger than 7x9, which is what the Inkwell is. But you can see the same kind of feel with the covers, that kind of thick cardstock feel with the vinyl design over it. And then you have these are called like double O rings or something, type of coil binding with the square punched cover and pages. So the style at first glance is very similar to IncoPress, which I like. I know a lot of people don't like this type of coil binding. I don't mind it. I like the silver and the teal colors. I think these colors are really pretty. But you can see again, it has a very similar feel aesthetically to the IncoPress planner. So I'll move that guy out of the way. So again, very similar. These feel nice and sturdy, probably a little thicker than the ones that are on the IncoPress planner, and that's probably because this is a thicker planner. There's a lot more pages than there is in, say, an IncoPress planner. So you can see this guy's a little thicker, and I'll explain why that is here in a second. But I do really like the cover. I think it's really nice quality. These are usually like chipboard with like a vinyl decal wrapped around it. I think the decal itself is really nice. It's got a nice feel to it. It probably is pretty durable, and I really like that they have these little silver corner protectors. I personally don't bring my planner with me anywhere, but those of you that do, that it gets in and out of your bag or your briefcase or something like that all the time, this obviously is really nice because those corners can take quite a beating getting thrown in and out of a bag. So this is the outside, back is the same thing. So you have that same design. Again, the corners are covered and you have that coil binding. So this is the planner. So let's open it up. So you can see you have a little pocket. Over so you can see this. Okay, it's better. So you have a little pocket here, obviously to keep paper, receipts, whatever. So the goal of this planner, the purpose of this planner is that it is a business-based goal planner. So that's kind of the focus of the whole thing. So I'm going to flip through it for you and with you and kind of show it to you. I've not used it yet. Fingers crossed I will actually use this planner that I bought. It is $49.99, which to me I think is a really good price. It's on point with everything else you could get planner-wise. So you come to the first page, which is your typical planner page that has where to write who the planner belongs to. Paper is nice. Obviously it's not as thick as IncoPress. I don't think anybody has paper that thick, but the paper feels nice. It doesn't have a lot of slip to it, so it's kind of I would say almost like the first word that comes to mind is like a dry texture. So it's nice paper, but it's not, it probably texture-wise is more similar to IncoPress than say like a plum paper planner that to me has a little bit more slip to it. But obviously it's not the same thickness as an IncoPress planner, but you can see like it's not so thin that you can see straight through. I think it's a good thickness as far as the paper goes. So that's your first page. You flip it over and you have a little note from Christy Wright, the designer of the planner, kind of talking about what it is. So the idea of this planner, there's instructional pages in here, and that's kind of what bulks up this planner, is there is instructional pages in each month. So each month there's a monthly teaching, you have your monthly calendar and your weekly outlook. So there's a lesson based on different topics each month that are supposed to help you with your business development and growth. So you can kind of see, again, there's a couple pages on how to use the planner. And then looks like there's a monthly review as well. So let me get to the first page here that says 2019 Let's Go. And it's got some lined page, a lined page on the back there, so you can obviously take notes or do something with that. Then you have the dividers that I really like. I think these are really nice quality. I feel like these are a tiny bit better quality than the IncoPress dividers you'll find in like the disc and the A5 inserts. They have a really nice texture to them. They're embossed with this kind of glossy white that has a quote. Obviously die cut for the tab, and they're really, I feel like they're pretty nice. Now, if this was in like a disc planner that's going to be taken in and out a lot, I don't think they're going to be, super, super durable, but it is in a coil bound planner, and they're a nice thickness and a nice feel to them, and it has this little design here at the bottom. So what I also like about this, which also bulks up a planner, is when the month divider is separate and as its own physical thing versus it being a page in the planner that you then open up and see the month view on. So let me show you this. One thing I don't like, and most planners are not like this, like your Erin Condren and everything like that is going to be, here, let me see, I'll give you an idea. Okay, so like in your Inkwell, right, your tab is here, but this is the beginning of your month planner, so it's not a separate page, the divider. So anyways, I think that's how most planners are. They're like this, because obviously this bulks up the planner more once you start to get into dividers, which you're going to see dividers more obviously in like a ring system or a disc system. Anyways, long story short, I like this feature that it has a separate divider. Then you get to the cover page, that's January 1, so your topic here is going to be setting goals, which is obviously appropriate for January. It goes into this little lesson. I have read some of these, and I think they're nice and concise. It's not super overwhelming, like there's a lot of steps or a lot of information, so it's a pretty concise, to the point little lesson. Then you flip in here, and there's always a couple of questions and some room to journal your thoughts. So these questions are obviously based on the lesson for that particular month. And then there's kind of like an action plan that puts the lesson into place, which here we have a goal related kind of action plan. What is my goal? By this date, kind of setting SMART goals. I like the texts and the fonts and everything and the design and the very simple layout. I like that there's color to it, but not too much color. And while this is a more feminine planner, it is gender neutral in the colors, that they're not super, super feminine or super masculine. I think most people that will buy this would be females, but obviously it's not, again, like your stereotypical pink or something like that that you might see in a planner that's designed specifically for women. So that's that. Then you go into the month view, which is going to be a much smaller calendar as far as like the dimensions of it than you'd see in like your Inkwell or your Erin Condren. So there's a lot of white space around here. For me, that's not a problem because I don't use my month view very much. I use it to write down things that are, like my quarterly taxes or a specific event, which I don't have a lot of. So this is fine for somebody like me that doesn't have a lot that I need to keep track of in a month view. And then you have a section here on the sidebar that says my goals. Remember the goals you set on the last page, so related to the lesson. What do you need to do this month to make them work? So it's kind of a nice little, okay, that was your action plan. What steps do you need to take this specific month to make it happen? So you'll see this at the top of each month view as well. There's a little Bible verse. I'm not particularly a religious person. I don't study the Bible, or that's just not my thing. But it doesn't bother me to have this here. I'll read it, and it's nice. If you are somebody that's religious and that's an important part of your life, you may really enjoy that aspect. I don't think it takes away from the planner for those of us that's not your thing. So again, I think it's there, and it's not like in your face. So it might be something you like or don't, but I don't think it is a total turn off from the planner. Yes, so that's your month view. Then we get into the week view. So you can see the dates here in the top left and right corner. At the top margin here, you have a top 3 goals for this week, which is nice because I think often we, myself included, try to get too much done in a week. So it's like, these are my 3 things I need to get done this week. And then you have your weekly spread, Monday through Wednesday on one side, Thursday through Sunday on the other side. For those of you that have busy weekends, that's not me. This may not work for you because you have your Saturday and Sunday stacked. I think this is, again, geared to a stereotypical schedule. Someone that has most of their to-dos happening Monday through Friday, maybe somebody that runs their own business that is more traditional as far as hours go, or someone that works in a corporate setting, or just simply doesn't have a lot going on in the weekend that's kind of dedicated off time. So if that's not you, this layout may not work for you. You'll see the top here has a little clock, and then it says event for each day. So that's obviously the section you're going to write time-based things. And then down here you have a to-do list that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines, it looks like. So I like that it doesn't have like a ton of lines, because that can help you rein in your to-do list and not try to do a million things. And again, those of you that have a more maybe appointment or schedule based lifestyle or work schedule, this may be good to have to write down appointments, meetings, things like that. You have a little I'm grateful for section here, and then a little kind of quote inspirational piece at the bottom on the bottom right page. Then at the top right page, you have things I'm doing this week for, and they identify 3 areas. So my business, my self-care, and my family. So again, this is a business planner, so it's kind of keeping you focused on work, self, and family. Again, that has kind of that Dave Ramsey feel to it and kind of a self-helpy feel to it, but it is nice. And if you like this section, but those 3 don't apply to you, you could always put like school, self, spouse, whatever. You could always cover that up or use it as you see fit, but it is kind of a nice thing to single out. What am I going to do this week for each of those 3 areas and kind of create a little bit of balance. So you'll see that this is pretty much how the planner goes. Again, same layout, a different quote at the bottom here, a little inspiration. So each page, it looks like there's a new quote at the bottom right. Then you get to the very last, and this is your review section. So month in review, let's see how January went. They ask you a couple questions. I think they give you enough line space. Obviously, if you need more, you can obviously expand on this in a journal, but it gives you something to reflect on about the previous month. Again, you do have another Bible verse, religious quote here. Again, read it, take it or leave it if it's your thing. It might enhance this planner for you. If it's not your thing, I don't think it takes away from it. And then you have some more notes section here, so maybe if you don't have enough room to answer the questions here, you could always expand on that in the back page. Then you go to the next month, you have another divider with a new quote. February says facing your fears. You get into the couple page lesson, you get into your questions, and then your action plan's kind of like your homework, putting the lesson into action. So that one's got a few more things. And then you get your calendar and your month view. So I'm just going to flip through, let's see, and then month in review here. So you get your March one, new quote. March is called Making Money. So that's your lesson, your questions based on the lesson, and then we'll have your action plan here. Obviously your month is the same. You have your month in review. April's title is Staying Motivated. So there's your little lesson about that with your questions and your action plan. Same thing here. Then May, so the tabs have changed now. So we went from that coral to like a light blue. You have your divider with your quote. May says managing your time. 2-page lesson, your questions, and your action plan. Same kind of thing we go through here. These don't change. The colors never change except for the top banner here. It looks like it does get, oh, I made that up. I don't think it gets any darker. I think this band is the same tone and color the whole time. New divider for June, new quote. This is checking in on your goals. So now you're halfway through the year, and the lesson is about checking in. You have your questions. You have your goals check-in. Your action plan through there, and then obviously, again, your month view. So let's take a look at July, new divider and quote. So now we're into the darker teal as far as the dividers go. July is called Mastering Marketing. You get the lesson there, you get your questions, you get your action plan, and then again, your month in reviews. Take a look at August, taking care of you, so probably about self-care. Lesson, questions, action plans. So you can see that the action plans are pretty thought out. Every month the action plan does look different. It's definitely related to the lesson for the month. September, you got the, let's see, you still got that dark teal. It says getting ready for Christmas. So you have your lesson, your questions, and a holiday survival guide is your action plan. Then for the last 3 months, the tabs go into a gray color. Here's your quote. This is October says maximizing social media. So again, your usual here, talking about content plans. November is serving through selling. So talking about selling, questions, sales script, and then last but not least, your December is finishing strong. This talks about by the end of the year. Goal review is your action plan, and then looks like more goal setting and things like that. All right, so at the end it says congratulations, you did it, and that is it. So that is the planner. The 2019 Business Boutique Champy is about to make a planner video debut. Come here, buddy. Come up here. Come here, bud. Champy, come here. Come over here. Thank you. Sit down, bud. Sit down. That's it. So this is again, the Business Boutique 2019 Goal Planner by Christy Wright. So this planner I think is good for people that maybe own a small business or maybe have some career goals. I think it is very obviously business oriented. That's the point of this planner. I think I like the quality of it a lot, the design of it, the color scheme. I like the idea of having a little lesson, and it's very digestible and user friendly. I don't think the lessons are too much. I think some goal planners get, just for me anyways, to be too much. There's too much detail, there's too much going on, too much to think about. I like things to be simple and to the point. So if that's something you're looking for, I think this planner would work. If you're not a business owner, I don't know if this would be an ideal planner for somebody that doesn't have a business or isn't working in the business world or in some way. If you are a stay-at-home mom, a student, a stay-at-home parent, I don't know if this planner would work for you. You might be able to. I mean, think about it. I guess you could think about it in a way of running your household like a business, so maybe this would work. And you could make it work for you if it's something you like. I think you could totally make the lessons, your goal-setting lessons, fear lessons. There's so many that would apply to anybody, regardless of your career or your lifestyle or things like that. So that is the goal planner from Dave Ramsey. Just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on it. If you have it, let me know if you have questions about it. Like I said, I'm going to try to use this for business related stuff and see what I think of it in action. And that is it. Let me know if you guys have questions.